welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you give me a like, comment, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed today's video. Today we're going to be doing a bold look that's black and red. And this look comes from the transition I did on my TikTok and Instagram. And so on here on YouTube, I'm going to show you how I created that look. So first we're going to go in with my gel eyeliner, and I like to use this with an small angled brush to create the shape that I want to do. So this is going to be a little detailed, a little intricate, but you know, it's not an everyday look, but it's definitely fun. So I'm going to show you how I created that look. All right, so we're just going to take my angled brush, go into the gel eyeliner, and create the shape. As you can see, as always, I always like to have one eye done so I don't keep it here too long. And we're just going to try to mimic the other side. What I always tell everybody, they're sisters, not identical twins, but I do try to get it as close as possible to make sure that, you know, it looks pretty much the same. Now I'm going to do my best to look up every now and then because of course I've got like 2 or 3 different mirrors going on, but bear with me. I'm going to try to look up as many times as I can to show you where we are in the process. Alright, I'm just looking back and forth, trying to make sure that I'm at least getting them as similar as possible. Now these looks are fun, but they do take a minute. They do take a while. Like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a woman who likes to play in makeup. So I'm pretty sure that makeup artists can probably create these looks very easily. Doesn't take them long. But you know, I'm kind of looking back and forth. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do want them to be as similar as possible, so bear with me. And they are fun. Now, you don't have to use black if you don't want to. Now, I chose to use black because that is the color theme I'm going with. But you could also use brown, you could use purple, you can use any color as long as it's a deep color that'll show your lines when you do place them on your eyelid. And then you can always blend them out. So even if you're going with a purple, a navy, a pink, whatever color you're going with, if you have a pencil or a very pigmented eyeshadow that you can use to do your shapes, and then you can always go back in and blow those lines out, blend them out. That's fine. Like I said, I'm using black because of course today's color is black and red. But like I said, you can use any color. So whatever colors you're going to use for your eyeshadow, of course you want to use the deeper color to create your lines, okay? And I hope that makes sense. So you don't have to use black, you know what I'm saying, if you're not going with that color. And this look to me is almost like butterfly wings. That's kind of how in my head I'm trying to envision the wing of a butterfly. So when you're doing makeup, I just tell people have fun with eyeshadow. Don't take it too serious. You know, it's not a profession if it's not your profession. You know, we're on here to have a little fun. Now, I do want to teach you a few things, and some of my other tutorials are serious. It is teaching you something, but sometimes we're going to have a little fun. We're going to create some different looks. You know, think about it like Halloween is coming up. Maybe this will be something you want to do, is get kind of creative with your eyeshadow, your eye look for your Halloween costume. Maybe you're going to an event that requires you to be in costume. It's okay. Let's get fun. That's, you can do something with the eyes. So eyeshadow doesn't always have to be so serious. We don't always have to do a smoky eye. We don't always have to do an everyday regular look. We don't always have to go with the neutral or the basics. You can have fun. Makeup can be fun. So sometimes you just want to, you know, I want to think outside the box. Is this an everyday look? Of course not. Is this a look for work? Definitely not. Well, depending on what your job is. But this is something, you know, that like if I was going to a theme party, if I was going to, you know, dress up for Halloween, anything like that. You know, you can just, this can be a part of the costume. You don't have to go out and buy a mask. You can just do your face. So I'm going to take my micellar water and I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning up. You know, sharpen my edges. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist, but I kept looking back and forth and it was like looking like something. I don't know. I felt like maybe I had did one different than the other. So I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at it and thinking about it. And so I decided to go in and remove a line or two, and then I'm going to go in, I believe, with my eyeliner pencil and make the lines a little more sharper because I wasn't happy with the way it was looking. And see, when you use your micellar water with a Q-tip, you can go in there and clean up, you can fix things. It's a lot easier to maneuver than trying to use a makeup wipe. So this is real real life. This is how it really goes down. Sometimes you're not perfect. I'm not even gonna say people who are makeup artists are perfect, but you know, I'm letting you know I'm not one, and it's maybe as great as it turns out, I do make mistakes and sometimes I have to go back and fix things, but everything is fixable. And so on my channel, I want to make sure that I show you that sometimes when I do mess up, I do have to go back and clean things up, start over again. So, you know, this is real life. We all make mistakes. So I like to show you that. That way you can see, okay, she messed up, but there's a way to fix it without having to clean the whole eye and starting completely over. You can go in there and clean up some of the areas that you messed up and go back over that. So I think the pencil gave me a little bit more definition, better than the gel. We're getting there, y'all. I promise. We're getting there. We're going to move on to the next step. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my matte black eyeshadow. I cannot tell you for the life of me the name of this brand, but it is available on my Amazon storefront under makeup, of course. And it is a matte black, and I'm going to use that to go over the black so it's not so harsh, and then just kind of blow it out a little bit. So that's what I'm using the matte black for. So you see how I'm blowing it out a little bit, going over it, and just kind of blowing out the black just a little bit. Because I don't want them to be just harsh lines. All right, so now we're gonna go into this. This is the Apple palette. It's also available on Amazon, and it has a lot of the reds. It probably is not showing up on here, but it's a lot of reds, a few deep pinks, but the majority are red, hence the Apple palette. So I wanna go in first with a matte red, and I wanna fill in some of my spaces. So as you can see, you could have did a yellow and black butterfly. I mean, any color you chose. And I'm saying butterfly. This may not even look like butterfly wings to you, but that's kind of what I had in my head as the vision. But I chose to do red. I wanted to do red. And by the way, I didn't use any eyeshadow primer. I only blended out my concealer after I cleaned up my eyebrows. I just kind of brushed, brought the concealer down. I didn't add any additional. I just blended out the concealer on my eyes. So I didn't use any primer. So I'm going to go back in with that angle brush, and where I kind of lost some of my black payoff, I'm going to go back in and just kind of, touch them up a little bit, make that black a little bit more intense, just like I did on the other side. Once again, we're going to take that Q-tip and just clean up just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna finish cleaning up just a little bit more. I think I finally got it. So now I want to go in. This is Glitter Eyeshadow by Best Land. It's also available on Amazon. And I'm going to go in on top of the matte red. I felt like it was a little flat and I wanted to amp it up just a little bit. So I'm going to do a little tapping and a little swiping. Just try to cover the entire area that I have red. And it is going to dry down, but I do think it gives it a little bit more, it intensifies it a little bit more with the red glitter. Alright, I think I may be satisfied with that. So now I'm going to go back in with that angled brush and the gel eyeliner. In some of the areas, I just kind of want to line them up just a little bit more, just intensify the black lines. So I want to kind of blow out the top, kind of fix up the edges where the black and the red meet. And it may not look like it, but I think sometimes when you're up on the mirror, you kind of see more of the imperfections and you keep working with it and trying to fix it. So I know us as the viewers, when we're watching other people's tutorials, we're like, okay, it looks fine, but when you're the one doing the makeup and you're really close up on the mirror, you kind of see all the places where you need to really go in and fix some things. So now I'm going to go in. This is the Lip Bar Quick Conceal in the color Mocha. So I'm going to kind of touch up a little bit where I kind of cleaned up some of the black. I'm just going to go back in with that same concealer that I used to clean up under my eyebrows, just to kind of touch up around the black part over here where I may have messed up and cleaned up with the micellar water. You know, the thing of it is that, you know, when I'm on TikTok or Instagram and I'm doing a transition, I mean, it's what, 60 seconds, maybe 15 seconds sometimes. However, the look to put together can take sometimes an hour. And even remember, here on YouTube, even when we're recording, we're editing our videos. So where it takes me probably 2 hours or over 2 hours to create this look, from the makeup to the wig to changing the outfits, and it's a lot for a 15 to 60 second transition. especially over on, you know, when you, that's what you're doing over there on TikTok, short form on TikTok and Instagram. But then when I come over here on YouTube, which is long form, and I'm actually showing you what all it took to create that look, it's a lot. It really is a lot. But it's fun. I do enjoy it. I really do. And I do appreciate all the likes and comments and everything that I get up under my short form content over on TikTok and Instagram. And I definitely appreciate any comments, thumbs up that I get, and any new subscribers that decide to join the Kammy family over here on YouTube. So for any content creator, there's a lot that goes into the videos. And I just hope that everyone, and including myself, because I enjoy watching other content creators as well. And I appreciate the work that they put into it because I know what it takes. So I feel I really want to thank those, and especially now that I know and I appreciate it, you know, the ones who take the time to give you a thumbs up and leave your comment. And even subscribe. We really appreciate it because a lot goes into creating content. All right, so I'm going to go back in with my favorite matte black, and I'm going to go over the black gel eyeliner. So like I said, these are just areas that I touched up, so I'm just going back over that. But I did go under my eye. I'm not using eyeliner, so I used the gel eyeliner, but I wanted to go over that with the matte black. And I know some people say, well, it's just a video, you're just doing a transition, why does it have to be perfect, you're not going anywhere? True, that is true, but you give people the perception that it's perfection, even though it's not. So, you know, a lot of us, we take a little pride in what we're doing, and we want to, you know, put our best foot forward, give it our best effort. So even when you're watching a movie or anything like that and you love people's makeup, or whether, even if it's a horror movie, just think about it. I mean, compared to what I'm doing, this is nothing. I mean, a lot goes into creating those looks. So giving it another look over. Going back in, cleaning up a few more areas that I feel like I need to. And we're almost done with the eyes, almost. So if you stayed this long, that means you're enjoying the content. So definitely make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share my video, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. So you can see I decided not to add highlighter. I'm going to go in with my cute little face gems. And these have, I think this little kit comes with over 3,600 gems. And it comes with different colors. I think I have up to 10, I believe it's 10 different colors. And it comes with the tools and the glue as well. So instead of using a highlight, I'm going to go in with my gems. I'm going to just kind of go from maybe medium to small. we're coming along. Now I just want to clean up a little bit more in the eye with my concealer. And now I want to go in with my Pond's moisturizer. Now, I've been using Pond's for a long time, many years. It's inexpensive, but I do like the way it makes my skin feel. And like I said, doing these transitions, I don't always use my good moisturizer, if you want to call it that, but I think Pond's is, I've had no problems, no issues with my skin throughout the years. So, but I do want to say it is inexpensive and I do use it. So now what I like to do, if you've been following me, you know I like to go in with my Fenty setting powder. This is in the shade Coffee, which is close to my skin color. I like to go in under my eyes. And this kind of helps with the deep inset and the dark circles and everything. So I just go in with it. I don't swipe, I just tap it in. So now we're gonna deal with these eyelashes. So I'm just gonna take my L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, and I'm just gonna kind of touch up the bottom lashes, touch up the upper lashes, just in case I have any fallout or anything like that. Just kind of cleans it up a little bit. So now these are the LA Color Lash Craze. Now I picked these up from Family Dollar. I was just in there picking up a few things and I saw them. So I just said, well, let me get these. Because believe it or not, I use inexpensive lashes, especially when I do my transitions. Because if you use lashes and you buy some, you know they're not cheap. So for the sake of videos, I usually go to my local beauty supply. But in this case, like I said, I picked this pack up from the dollar store, and I don't even think it was more than $4. I'm just going to apply my lash glue. I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to apply. And this is by the brand LA Colors. And what you always want to do is let your lash glue get a little tacky before you try to apply. Because if you try to do it while it's wet, you're going to mess up your eyeshadow. It's not going to stick, and then you're just going to have a mess everywhere. So make sure you let it get a little bit tacky. So, you know, I usually try to count in my head, count to 30 or something like that, maybe a good 30 seconds, you know, and sometimes I'll touch it just to see if it's tacky before I attempt to apply. And so while you're waiting on that to get tacky, you can touch up some things, do some other things, you know, while you're waiting on that. And I'm not the best person at applying lashes. I don't use the little tools that most makeup artists use. I use my fingers. I try to use a tool, but I don't know what it is. I always feel like I'm going to stick myself in the eye. So I just use my fingers to apply my lashes. And it seems to work for me. I'm still not perfect at it, but I get them on there. And you always want to look down. You try to center it in the middle first and then apply your end. And as you can see, like I said, I'm not perfect at it. Some people can put their lashes on 1, 2, 3 and they're done. Well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't do a 1, 2, 3. It may be like a 1 through 10 and then it's done. But yeah, it takes me a minute to place it. And sometimes I do pretty good. I can get them on there real quick. And other times it takes a minute. But I just wanted to show you, you don't have to be perfect at applying makeup. You don't have to be perfect at applying lashes. You don't have to be perfect at it. Take your time. And the more you do it, the better you will get, of course. But trust me, you can do it. You can apply makeup, you can apply lashes, you can do it. We may not be better than some of the makeup artists out there, but hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I use, I think my glue is white. I do have clear, but I don't know what it is about the clear. But when I use the white, it just seems to hold better. And so the white does dry clear. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the moisturizer all over my face. So let's get ready to beat the face, and we're going to move on with this makeup tutorial. And you always want to prep the skin in preparation for your makeup, okay? That means going in with the moisturizer, your primer, your SPF if you're going out. I'm not going to be going anywhere after I finish this tutorial. I'm going to take my makeup off, so I'm not going to waste my SPF. Because you know that's expensive. But always make sure you go in with a good moisturizer. Go in with your primer if you're going to be applying any type of foundation or tinted or even a tinted moisturizer. SPF, and if you're using under eye cream, whatever you want to do, you always want to make sure that you prep the skin, because it just makes your makeup go on nicer. And it also helps protect your skin. You have a few barriers between your skin and your makeup. And of course, this is me trying to be perfect again. I'm going to go in with my primer. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Primer. We just want to get it in there good, massage it into the skin. I was kind of debating on what foundation I was going to use. I always reach for my Fenty tinted moisturizer, but this time I think I'm going to go in with my Born This Way. I haven't used it in a while. This is Too Faced Born This Way in the color Sable. Now I like to use a beauty blender. I know a lot of people like to use a foundation brush, so you use whatever works for you, but I like to use a beauty blender. Now this wasn't my favorite color when I first bought it, but I noticed that, you know, once I put it on and I allow it to dry down, it does set a lot better. It matches a lot, you know, matches my skin a lot better. However, I always still seem to reach for my Fenty. I like it much better, but for the sake of videos, I do try to use a lot of my makeup that I have. I don't want to waste anything. So, but you will see towards the end if this does dry down, and it does look much better once it does. And honestly, I don't know what was going on, because this is a voiceover, I'm sure, as you know, and I'm not for sure what was going on with my video. It kept pausing, speeding up, slowing down, so I don't know if that happened when I was editing this video, so I apologize. So now I'm going to just go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is also in the shade Toffee. Now I do like their concealer because you can also use it to contour, highlight, and retouch. So this is also a multi-purpose concealer as well. Now, and remember, when you're doing concealer, some people go one shade lighter, some go two, some even go three. It just depends on the look you're going for. And so usually for my transitions, I go sometimes 2 or 3 shades lighter, just because I want that wow factor. But for an everyday look, I usually maybe go only 1 shade lighter for my everyday makeup. So I like to apply my concealer, and I like to let it dry down just a little bit, you know. So like I said, I'll apply my concealer in all the places I want to highlight, and then I move on to doing something else while I let it dry down a little bit. So usually what I'll do at this moment, I'll go back in with my foundation blender, and I'll just kind of blend my foundation a little bit more while I'm waiting on that, just to make sure that I blended it out, you know, up under your jawline, under your neck. Make sure you know. Because I tell people all the time, that is the most important part, is blending. Now I always use a wedge. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of water and just dampen my wedge a little bit to blend out my concealer. Now when I'm blending out, I do not rub or swipe, I tap in. I do nice tapping motions. Because I think tapping kind of controls it a lot better as far as placement, because you don't want to blend it out too far. So I kind of like to stay in that, you know, in that same area. So I like to tap it in. Plus you have to remember, under your eyes is very sensitive. You know, it's very thin, so we don't want to do too much under our eyes as far as being rough, you know. So I'm gonna tap in the bridge of the nose, and then of course the forehead is last. So now I'm gonna go over top of this concealer with a little, just to tone it down just a little bit. Now, by all means, you do not have to do all of this. Like I said, this was a look that I created for my short form, and I'm just showing you how I created that look. So when I did the Born This Way, I found it to be just a little too yellow, so I went over it again with my, it's kind of like a one shade lighter concealer, and now I'm just going to tap that in just to tone it down just a little bit. So remember, you can mix foundations, you can mix concealers. People do it all the time, especially if it's not the shade that you want or that you like. You know, when you come to my tutorials, you want to learn a few things. You know, you may not do, of course, you may not do these looks for everyday look, but some of the techniques or some of the things that I do as far as applying my makeup are techniques that you can use for or when you're doing your everyday makeup looks. So like I said, sometimes you may buy the wrong concealer, but if you mix two concealers together, you might get that perfect shade. Even with eyeshadow, you might find, oh, I don't really like that, but maybe you like this one color in this and you like another color. Sometimes you can bring them together and create a unique color. So makeup is fun because you can create things, you can change things up, you can multi-purpose certain things. So even like foundation, maybe you bought a foundation that was too dark, you can mix it with another color and maybe have your perfect shade. Especially if you're like me, I don't want to take stuff back. I just don't. Not that it's a bad thing, I just sometimes would prefer not to. So sometimes I have purchased stuff that's not the right color, but I'll mix it with something else and it'll give me the color that I'm looking for. So some of the techniques that I use, or the majority of the techniques that I use for my dramatic looks, are the same techniques that I use for my everyday looks. I follow the same steps. I may not use the same particular makeup, or I may not use as much of my makeup, but it's the same techniques every time I apply my makeup, whether it's my everyday or my dramatic looks. So like I said, when you come over here to Kammy Is My Motivation, you're going to learn a little bit of everything. How to do some fun looks, some dramatic looks, some everyday looks. We're going to learn a little bit of everything. I also do fashion hauls. You know, not a lot, but I do fashion hauls because I'm not a big shopper. This is True Complexion Contour Palette. You can probably find this in a lot of your stores, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Sometimes you can find them, but you know, or you can also, of course, go on Amazon. You know, they have everything. So I'm going to go in with the dark shade to do my contour. But like I was saying, my channel, like I said, if you're new here, I don't just do makeup tutorials. I just started incorporating some try-on hauls, a little bit of fashion. I am on a weight loss journey, so I'm going to eventually be vlogging my journey. So I had the weight loss surgery. I chose to do the gastric sleeve. So I have lost a lot of weight. I don't have a lot of excess skin, but I do want to try to tighten and tone up because I have decided I don't want to have surgery. I did think about it for a brief moment, but I just don't think I want to be cut on. I don't think it's just that serious for me. I am 54. I don't really think I need to, you know, do all that. But I'm not going to say I can never change my mind, but right now I want to at least put in some work and see how it would look if I actually did some working out. All right, so this is one of my favorite blush palettes. This is by Juvia's Place, the Sahara one. And it has different shades. You have your pink, you have an orange, you have a reddish color, and you have a highlighter color in there as well. So I really love this blush palette by Juvia's Place. And I just love Juvia's Place all around because not only are the products very pigmented, so you have to be careful because I can get a little heavy-handed sometimes. That's even with their eyeshadow. But they're very economical. If you ever go onto their website, the price point, I like. So I'm adding a little blush. And all of this makeup here is going to tone down, especially once I apply my setting spray. But again, be careful because it's better to start off with a little bit, and then if you want to add some more, add some more. Sometimes I get heavy-handed because I forget that it's very pigmented, and I go in and it's a little too heavy. So now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier. This is in the shade Medium Deep to set my highlighted areas. So again, I'm going to spray my sponge a little bit. I do not bake, I just go in and set. So like I said, we go all out for these transition videos. It is fun, but it is a lot. It is a lot of work. And we use a lot of products. But it is fun. I do enjoy it. It gives me something to do. I do have a 9-to-5 job. I don't really do much. I don't go out a lot. You know, I go out every now and then with my girlfriends and sometimes occasionally with my hubby, you know, but most of the time I'm just home. So I do have fun creating content. But when you get to see what all goes into doing short form content, you tend to appreciate it a little bit more. So definitely the next time you're watching a YouTube video, regardless of who you're watching, make sure you give them a thumbs up, you know, leave them a comment. If you're not subscribed but you do enjoy their content, subscribe to their channel. It's free, it costs nothing. So it provides an entertainment. You know, I watch my videos, but I love to watch other influencers or content creators, and I do my part. Even before I started even trying to create content, I always subscribe if I like watching them. I definitely give them a thumbs up. I definitely leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji. And if it's something that I really like, I will share it with people. You know, it doesn't cost anything to do just that for people you enjoy watching. So, you know, just something for you to think about. Right, so now what I like to do is take my blender that I use to apply my foundation, and I like to go around the edges. I like to merge everything together. I don't want to see any harsh lines, okay? So it's like merging where your concealer and your blush was, or where your highlighter or your contour is. You want to go around all those edges, okay? You don't want to see any lines or anything like that. You want to blend everything out. So this is one of the most important steps, is making sure that you blend your makeup out. Take your time to blend your makeup, okay? So I'm going to go in with that same contour palette, and I'm going to contour my nose. I don't do it too heavy because I don't think anything's really wrong with my nose or anything. But I do like to go in there and just, you know, contour just a little bit. Just another little added touch. So this is LA Colors matte setting spray. Also, I purchased from my Family Dollar, and we are gonna spray this face down. And of course, you do not have to do this much spraying. I don't know if I was in thought or something while I was doing so much spraying. I don't know, but yeah, I kind of went in a little heavy. Definitely not necessary. And I'm gonna go in with my cute little fan and dry this stuff down. But no, you don't need to spray as much as I did. Alright, so now we're going to go in with Juvia's Place Hair and Glow 1, and we're going to do a little bit of highlighting, okay? I'm going to put a little bit on my nose, the bridge of my nose, and on the high parts of my cheek. And this cute little wig, curly wig that I'm wearing, it's a synthetic wig by Sensation. This is by Sensational, and it's called the Butta Lace. Very nice, very nice. I've had it for a while. And it's really inexpensive as well. Matter of fact, while I'm sitting here talking, I think I pulled it up. It was only $44, but it's nice. It is a lace front wig. It has a natural pre-plucked hairline, a transparent lace, and a 5-inch deep part. And you can pull out baby hairs if you like. So now I'm going to go in with the Duty Place matte black lip gloss, and I'm going to use this instead of a black liner to line my lips. And this is in the shade DUDU, I believe. Like I said, multi-purposing everything. So I'm using my matte black gloss that's going to dry down for my liner. And then I'm going to go in with the lip bar. This is Boss Lady. This is matte Boss Lady to fill in the middle of the lips. It's like a red color. And then I'm going to go over that. And this is also Boss Lady, but this is the gloss. So the first one was Boss Lady Matte, and this is now Boss Lady Gloss. And they're both available at the lip bar. So everything I have used today will be linked in the description box below. And again, like I said, just a fun look, something fun to do. Now look at that. Isn't that cute? It all came together. And you see, when you put that setting spray on, see how it tones down all that, the makeup and everything. So even if you go a little heavy-handed with your contour or your blush, and when you apply your setting spray, it'll help tone it down a little bit. But like I said, remember, start off light because you can always add. You can't take away unless you're going to wipe and start over, okay? So I think this is a cute look. If you were going to a theme party or going to the club or, you know, something like that, I think this is cute. Even something cute with the eyes if you want to go as a cat, you know what I'm saying? Put on your cat suit or something. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really cute. Again, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share my video with your friends. And until next time,